This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
For Monday, June 13th, broadcasting from beautiful Belleville, I'm Charity Brown. Mark Philman is off this week, so it's just the Charity Coffee Podcast over the next couple of days. And it's unfortunate that Mark is off because we saw the PGA Tour, the RBC Canadian Open wrap up over the weekend, which is exciting in itself. But I know one of Mark's favorite golfers, Brooke Henderson from Smith Falls, 24 years old. He's been following her for quite some time. She had her 11th title win on the LPGA Tour over the weekend. Already, she is the winningest professional golfer in Canadian history. This just adds to her ongoing legacy, so it's just wonderful to see that. I know he would have been excited for that. But as I mentioned as well, the RBC Canadian Open wrapped up as well at St. George's Golf and Country Club in Toronto. Rory McIlroy, his second RBC Canadian Open win, he took it home. So personally, I was excited to see that because I do enjoy watching Rory McIlroy, and golf in general, I know Mark is a fan of. So I was a little disappointed that all this happened over the weekend, and he's not here to talk about it. So I'm sure from wherever he is enjoying his time away, he too was following along and is just as excited, especially for Brooke Henderson, who, again, as I mentioned, just 24 years old. It is incredible. Whether you got out and did some golfing over the weekend or perhaps took in some community events, it was a great weekend. And I say community events because right here locally in our own backyard in the Quinte area, it was a big weekend. 2 big events took place on Saturday, which kind of felt like almost a kickoff to the summer itself. I know, again, Mark and I were talking about it last week. It's so great that things are happening in person again. And this really is only the beginning. This area is known for its community involvement and its incredible generosity. But pre-pandemic, I want to say every weekend from May 24, even maybe a bit before, because every weekend there would be something, if not several different events going on. There is such a wealth of involvement and events for this community here in Belleville, Quinte West, the county, north of us, even towards Bancroft and up around Algonquin Park. We have such a large area and there's always something going on. And it was so great this weekend because we had the return of the Relay for Life. Last year it was a virtual event and they still raised about $16,000. This year it returned to in person. And we spoke with Karen White last week and the goal was $30,000. That's what they were hoping to raise. It was a combined effort. Different communities had come together, including Quinte West, Belleville, Brighton, and the county, and they raised over $45,000. And donations are still being accepted through the end of August. So incredible. So that was going on. It was great to have that back. But also the wrap up to Pride Week here in the Quinte area. In fact, we wrapped it up with a Pride Parade through downtown and then Pride in the Park, which took place in Westwicks Park. And we had Stacey Love Jollicoeur on last week to tell us all about that. Again, it was returning in person. It hadn't happened over the last couple of years. And Stacey spoke about how important it was to bring it back and do it in the right way and make sure that people knew it was going on and to get the momentum going again. And wow, was that ever accomplished. Our news crew here, our events crew was out at the event and our news covered it. And I have to say, I wasn't able to be there in person, but the pictures were so wonderful. If you get a chance, go to inquinte.ca and have a look for yourself if you weren't there in person, because what a great afternoon. And thankfully the weather cooperated. So it was great to have those 2 events back here in the Quinte community. And as I said, almost like a kickoff to summer because things are just going to start to roll. We've had golf tournaments over the last few weeks as well. They're going to continue. This weekend, we're going to see the return of the Children's Foundation and their gala, their Angel Gala, which is taking place on Saturday. I know there's some people here in the office who are going to that, and it's just going to continue through the summer. And it's wonderful, again, to see these events back. So if you have something coming up, as always, feel free to mention it to us, to contact us, because we want to talk about it. We want to get out and be a part of it and just take it all in. It's so great to see. and so great to have back. It really, truly is. I know I sound like I'm gushing, but it's the excitement of being let out, really. Just being let on the loose, for lack of a better description, because it's nice. We've been closed up for so long. Now that the nicer weather is here and these events are back to take part in, it's kind of like we've forgotten the last 2 years. It feels that way in a lot of ways, I have to say. So we did a recap of the weekend this morning. We talked about that. We also talked about the fact that also coming up this weekend, Father's Day. And if you're stuck for ideas for Dad, good old Dad, he does kind of get a little forgotten. I don't know about your household. Mother's Day, of course. You cannot forget mothers, and moms do need to have a special day, certainly. I find that dads deserve a day as well. Absolutely. But it's not quite the same. So if you really want to make the day special for Dad and you're having a hard time, up on our Facebook page, on the 95.5 Hits FM Facebook page, I found an article from Good Housekeeping. It says it has a gift for every type of dad. So whether he likes gadgets, whether he likes sports and likes to be outdoors, golfing specifically, if he likes movies, if he's sentimental, if he's a first-time dad, if this is Dad's first Father's Day, he just became a dad in the last little while. Some great gift ideas on there, and inexpensive. The price range varies from about $25 all the way up to about $100. So depending on what you want to spend, might trigger some things, might give you some ideas. So you might want to check that out as we get closer to Sunday and Father's Day. I know June's a tough month for us in the sense that we have a lot going on with birthdays and anniversaries. It's a busy month. It's a popular month. Not surprising that Mark says it's his second favorite month now. But my dad had his birthday this past weekend, and then Father's Day, of course, is coming up this weekend. At least this year, there's a week in between. So we celebrated his birthday yesterday, which was great. Got that looked after. But now I find myself in that boat, trying to find something now for Father's Day to make it different from his birthday. So there are a couple of things on that list that I found very helpful that I will actually go back and have a look for and see if I can snag it in time for Sunday and Father's Day. Hopefully I can snag something by next Sunday. I still have a few days left, so we'll see how it goes. It's the Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast. Hope you enjoyed your coffee break this morning. Join us again tomorrow, wherever you find your favorite podcast. Thanks so much for listening.